Hi, all you cool cats and kittens. I'm just kidding. I'm pretty obsessed with Tiger King right now. And Carol Baskin lives like 20 miles away from me, so I don't want to talk shit about her. Anyways, welcome to Mindset Mondays. So today, I know that last week I said we were going to talk about boundaries today, but we're going to do that next week because I feel like this topic is way more important and pressing to you guys. So this week we're going to talk about putting yourself out there into like the interwebs. So I was on a summit. Well, I will be on a summit. I think it releases like the end of June. You guys will get the information. So while I was on that summit, hey Kim, while I was on that summit, we had this, we started to talk about this topic, and I didn't feel like we had enough time to really explore it and give you everything that I wanted to say on this, because it was, a time limit on this summit. So you can, when it releases, you can watch that and get a little bit more information. But this is the stuff that like I really wanted to say, but we just didn't have time, because this is an issue that stops a lot of, not only dog trainers, but anyone who's putting videos out there online. It's like you're afraid to be judged, or you're afraid of being attacked. I've been both. Okay, I'm good. I'm glad you're enjoying the Mindset Mondays. That makes me feel good. So what I want you to think about is, first and foremost, is where are you marketing to other dog trainers? Because that's really the only way that you get other dog trainers commenting on your stuff, unless they're like on your business page or like in a group or something like this. Like, where I want to say that it looks different. Like if you're talking to other dog trainers, or if you're talking to dog owners, that looks totally different, and I can tell within the first 30 minutes who you're talking to. The thing is, dog trainers aren't going to hire you unless you're teaching dog trainers something. So a lot of trainers get hooked up into that. So I really want you to think about your motivation for even making the video. Like, never mind who's going to see it, but are you talking to other dog trainers, or are you talking to the people that pay you, dog owners? So, another thing is like, did you ask for feedback? If you asked for feedback, then don't be surprised when you get it. So the other option would be posting it in like other free dog training groups, which I have my clients leave all of them. Like, I've been gone from free dog training groups for like 4 years now. And it's the best thing I ever did for my business. Because when you're going, first of all, there's 3 different types of groups. And now that Facebook is really pushing groups, you want to be aware of this. I'm only in like 3 groups. And I love the groups, and I love this group. This is actually the only place that I go live. So there's 3 types of groups. There's the public group that is just like a free-for-all for everybody. And then there's like a closed group that still kind of functions as a free-for-all. So people are posting spam, and it's just like a clusterfuck of stuff. No one's really curating that information. And then you have a group like mine. So it's a closed group, but I'm curating everything. I don't allow spam in here. I'm not like coaching everyone for free, because like it's just like, doing a general dog training thing. It's tough because every situation is going to be different, and like the nuances of it. So if you're posting in just like the free for all Facebook groups, you're asking for trouble. Is really what you're doing, because it's just like, how I want you to think about it. It's like, hey Andrea, how are you? It's like your client going to their neighbors asking for dog training advice. So, we've all had that experience. The thing is, you don't know that person's expertise, and you don't know their motives for rushing to you with, being very explicit with everything you're doing wrong. So remember that experts usually charge for their feedback. I'm gonna say it again. Experts usually charge for their feedback. They're not hanging out in free Facebook groups just waiting to crush you and crush your spirits and your business. They typically know how hard it is to put themselves out there and what they've had to overcome, so they usually don't publicly shame people on the internet. So you really need to think about the source of who's commenting, because they're, if they're doing that, like, would you really want to hire them anyways? Should be your first question. Like, just block them and move on, because there are people out there that don't want you to succeed. And that is what I see a lot of times when I'll see something like this go down, and I go through a little bit of investigator, these people aren't doing shit. Like, their stuff's not out there. And if it is, it's not really that great training anyway. So keep that in mind. Another thing that I want you to keep in mind is, are you making up stories that are not based in reality? So if you've never put a video out there and you're afraid to, well, that's not like you're afraid all this stuff's going to happen when it hasn't happened yet. So, and this is what I tell my clients all the time. A coach said this to me a long time ago, and I embody this now, and all my clients do as well, and that is data, not drama. So if you're making up stories that this is going to happen and this is going to happen, so fuck it, I'm not going to put anything out there, well, you're not helping the people that you were put on this earth to help, and that really, really need your help. So, when I first started doing videos, I was dealing with a traumatic brain injury. So, I mean, that's neither here nor there, but my point is that, my first videos probably had a million bajillion ums in it, but that's just where I was started. That's where my path was to grow. Now it's just morphed into something different. I still say I still go or I did this thing so anyways. It was really weird. It's really weird, the stuff that comes out of your mouth when you're on video, but you have to do it to know it in order to work on it. Now I have no problem making videos. I still say my ums and ahs and do this weird tooth thing, but you know what? It is what it is, because the people that I hear back from, that I help from my information, it lights me up so much and fills my heart so much that the reality of it is, even as bad as my first videos are that are still online, for me to look back at, not for anyone else to look back at, but for me to look back at and go, holy cow, pat myself on the back, you've done such a good job with this. And there are strategies that I implemented and formulas that I followed to be able to do this now, but I was stuck in this perfectionism, which I find a lot of, especially women, are. Perfectionism is a lot of times just an excuse for fear, that you're afraid. So I'm not saying that you have to go live. Like I said, I only go live in here in the Wildly Successful group only. So this is also where I'll do a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of tweaking. And I have monthly you can post your stuff. Monthly, when on my terms, I'll give feedback. So don't think that you just have to be going live everywhere, because live's hard. If pressing the live button paralyzes you, then do videos and edit them. The editing is not that hard. I use iMovie, but there's a ton of other stuff that you can use. The point is to just get it out there, because people, especially right now, where there's all this how-to stuff going on, people don't need a how-to right now. People need connection right now. People need you to be your authentic self right now. That's what they're gonna buy. There's way too much how-to information going on out there, and people aren't just watching it. So it's, oh, sorry, let me get rid of that. It's like those creeps. Oh, I need to turn that off next time. Sorry. Like those creeps on Tinder that like want to talk marriage right away, or like want to send you a dick pic or something without even like knowing your name or your interests or anything like that. It's creepy as hell. So don't be that person. You know, we're dating our clients, so to speak, first. We're not asking them for the sale and marrying them. So don't think that, you know, one video is going to change everything for you, either positive or negative. The whole point of it is to get people's eyes on you and get them to know you. And if you guys jive, then cool. If you guys don't, like, if somebody doesn't like swearing, I'm probably not the coach for you. If somebody doesn't like, you know, well, there's a lot of things people might not like about me, but that's the thing. I don't really care. They're not my clients, and I don't want to work with them anyways. So if somebody is going to come in and tell you all the things that's wrong with your video, which, by the way, all the stories that I made up in my head about it because of this brain injury and this stuff I had going on, one person commented about my ums. One person. So I want to throw that out there for you. Hopefully this is going to give you some confidence to just put something out there. And right now, people are just watching videos more than they're reading text. So be aware of that and just know that you're calling the right people in any piece of content that you put out there. So one thing that's always helped me out with this is actually a Brené Brown quote. So if you have never heard of her, you should go check her out. This quote was in a book called Daring Greatly. So, and it basically says, like, if you're not in the arena also getting your ass kicked, then I'm not interested in your feedback. Which I want you guys to feel that on a cellular level, because that's when you're gonna say fuck it and just start putting stuff out, which is what you need if you want to be a business, if you want to make money. So if you're one of them people lurking in Facebook groups waiting to tell everyone else what they're doing wrong, stop it. You're being a jerk, first of all. And second of all, you got too much time on your hands. You should be learning a skill that's going to help you, not tear other people down. So if you want to give feedback, or somebody's asking you specifically for feedback, I still, even with my friends, I always ask permission. Is this, sorry, this thing is, welcome to my world. I'm always asking permission because a true professional will. So that's what I have today. So I hope that resonates with you guys. I'll go back and look at some of these. Kim, yes, I totally make up stories that aren't reality. It's like, it's so hard to not do that at the same time, because we're just hyper self-aware when, you know, like I said, in reality, like, the people that are supposed to be your clients need to see your expertise and see it visually. It's part of the way that our brains learn. So, excuse me, like, we can read text, but seeing something a lot of times ties stuff together for people. So it's also a way that you can really amplify your client experience as well. Because it's one thing if we hear it, if we read it, or if we see it, like, all those things working together is like the trifecta of awesomeness to get people to really not only understand on this level, because we have to remember we're competing with evolution right now. We don't, like, any new information that comes in, the brain is automatically filtering out, the lizard brain. It's automatically filtering out, asking, should I run? Should I mate? Or is this something that I need? So getting people past that initial lizard brain is where people are going to actually absorb information that you're trying to put out. So yeah, data, not drama. It is like literally changed my whole business and the way that I look at it. It's allowed me to detach from my stories. It's not that I don't tell myself stories. I mean, it's natural for us to do that. But when you have the mindset of like, I'm just coming in here looking for data, then it changes your perspective on what you're actually putting out. So I hope that helped, and I will be back Monday. We will talk about boundaries next Monday. I have no idea how long this has went, but I do appreciate your interaction and feedback, and I hope that this helped. And I'll be back in the group answering any questions you have about this, or if you had a breakthrough about this, let me know, and I will talk to you guys, or I'll see you guys in the group, and we will have an awesome week. All right, see you guys. Bye.